Today we're going to be shooting instant photography with expired pack film. This is my Polaroid Colorpack II. I got this camera about 10 years ago, and when I first picked it up at the thrift store, I wasn't really sure what kind of film it shot. Well, come to find out, it shoots instant photography pack film. A couple different companies made this film back in the day. Fujifilm made pack film, Polaroid made pack film, a couple other companies. Currently, no one manufactures it anymore. So if you're gonna shoot with it, you have to buy expired film, and it can get pretty pricey. But Jeff at the office recently ran into a couple packs of this Polapan black and white Polaroid pack film. This is 100 speed film. It expired, let's see, in 2005. I don't know if you can read that there. So yeah, 15-year-old film. Now the question is, will it still work? Will I still be able to get usable images with it? And we're just gonna have to try it out. So first of all, I'm gonna show you how to load your pack film camera. So this is the Polaroid Colorpack II, one of the more simple pack film cameras. It basically just has a focusing lens on the front. It has a darkness and brightness meter on here. So you can leave it at the triangle here, which is for basic exposures. But if you want to darken the image, you go to darken. If you want to lighten it, you go all the way down to lighten. And then it just has this speed select here. We have ISO 75 or ISO 3000. Now this is 100 speed film, so I'm going to just set it at 75 and hope that it's decent enough. And then all you really have is the viewfinder and your shutter. So really simple camera. There is a flash attachment here, but I do not have a flash. Loading pack film is pretty simple. We're gonna open this 15-year-old film right now. All right, looks like it's all still intact in here, so that's good. And then we're just gonna open the back of the pack film camera. There we go, pull that up. As you can see, there was a pack in here already, but this is all used up. All the film was shot on it. So now we're just going to take our pack film, and as you can see, this is the film side. It's got the dark slide in, and we're just gonna carefully slot it in and push it down, make sure it's secure, and make sure the paper flap is sitting out there. We're just gonna close it and lock it down. Now you might wonder, why did we leave this flap sticking out here? Well, that's how we actually get the film started. So unlike more modern Polaroid films that have motor drives, the pack film cameras, you actually had to pull the film out yourself manually. And that's one of the reasons these cameras are still usable today, because pretty much all this camera needs to function is 2 AA's for the light meter, so it can expose properly. But aside from that, doesn't have a motor drive that can fail. All you have to do is pull. So let's start by pulling out this slide here. And we pull it out. As you can see, we have our first tab. It says 1 right here. So that is our first shot. And once we shoot the image, we pull this tab out, and that will actually pull the film through the roller. So let's go shoot a shot now. Okay, so I just stepped outside and I shot a quick shot. Now let's pull the film out. So you're just gonna grab this paper tab and you're gonna gently pull, and that's gonna pop out the slide of the film. Then you're going to grab the film and you're gonna pull it out straight and firm. You wanna do it really strong and firm and even, because the roller in the camera is actually rolling the exposure out. So you want it to be as smooth as possible. All right, so now our film is out, and this is the film right here. This is the covering. Now we have to wait 3 to 5 minutes for the film to fully develop. So we're just gonna set it down right here and just let it develop, and then we're gonna peel it apart. Okay, so now it's time to peel apart the film, and you're just going to want to carefully grab an edge and just slowly peel it back. There we go. And just like magic, we have a beautiful black and white print. Now it will flatten more, it's curled right now, it will flatten as it dries, but there you go, it's kind of magic. And as you can see in this shot, we do have some weird aberrations in the sky, and you can see right there. So yeah, it's expired film and it is going to be a little weird. There are going to be some weird aberrations, but that's kind of the fun of shooting with pack film. Here are some of the other photos I captured with the Colorpack II and the Polapan 100 expired film. Now, the thing I learned really quick shooting this film is that it is much less sensitive now than it was in 2005 when it was still fresh. And so I actually took the exposure wheel and I set it all the way to full lighten. So that's basically telling the camera to overexpose the film, and because it's less sensitive than it should be, it's actually getting closer to a correct exposure. Now, even then, it's still a little too dark. Most of these images are underexposed by like 2 stops. But when I scanned the photos, I was able to bring back the detail in Photoshop. I was able to correct the exposure, and you can get some pretty beautiful results with this camera. Now, this is a lower end color pack. The lens isn't as high quality, so the image will be softer. And in general, instant film is going to be softer than negative film. But by scanning this film at high resolution in my flatbed scanner, I'm actually getting some pretty beautiful results. They do have a really lo-fi look, and I think that's probably partially due to the fact that the film is so expired. It's lost some of its punch over the years. But I still really like the images I was able to create. You can also shoot double exposures on this camera because the shutter doesn't lock on the first shot. So you can shoot as many exposures on one piece of film as you want. I shot this first exposure of my brother Eric in silhouette against the sky, and then I shot a second exposure on the same piece of film of nature texture. Unfortunately, at this point, my Colorpack II's shutter started to malfunction, so I switched to a Lomography Instax mini instant camera to kind of show you what I was trying to achieve. And as you can see, the texture filled into the silhouette. So I have this really cool silhouette double exposure shot. Now, since I've shot this video in the time before I had a beard, I have found a couple more expired packs of film. I didn't buy the overpriced ones on eBay. I actually found them in vintage cameras. And as you can see, as this film ages, it does get worse and worse. Although I do kind of like the faded colors of these sunset scenes. I had to do a little color correction in post when I scanned them. They were way more blue initially, but I do like this look. This film is getting harder and harder to find, but if you can find it for a reasonable price, it still is a lot of fun to shoot with. And for reference, here are some photos I shot even earlier with film that wasn't expired. This was fresh film I purchased when it was still reasonably priced, used them to photograph this band. And this Fuji peel-apart color film used to be really, really nice. It's a real shame they don't make it anymore. Now, if you want to shoot pack film today, there are a couple options out there. You can get it expired on eBay or at a camera shop, but just keep in mind you will pay a premium for it because it is getting rarer and rarer. Another option is a company called One Instant. They make individual pack films, which means each pack they make has one sheet of film in it. Now, that'll also be pretty pricey, but if you want to help bring pack film back, it's a good cause. Okay, that's a quick look at shooting with expired pack film with an old pack film camera. If you have any tips or tricks for shooting with expired pack film or any questions, comment below. I'd love to help you out. And click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos just like this one.